Alright, good evening or good day. Today, conversation on calorie chart for men and women. It was something every day you watch the news or some type of sitcom show that you like, and the woman on the show is probably told something about losing another 10 pounds, and you're like, man, that's probably not cool. What should be the daily count for men and women? I think I watched something on the History Channel a while back, and it had uh, some other information for people who did stuff for bivouacking, which is like that tent stuff and hiking 20 miles with gear and stuff like that. And that's 3,600 calories a day per soldier or per serving selective service person, and half of that, 3,600, is 3,600 divided by 2, which is 1,800 calories a day, and for men, and 1,500 for women, so 3,000 divided by 2. And in that, I actually found online at healthinpics.blogspot.com a calorie chart for men and women that said exactly that. Now, I'm not going to really get into the breakfast, lunch, and dinner breakdown, but the day one, there at the top in blue and in red or burgundy or violet, is eat 1,500 calories a day for a woman, and that is right here. And now from there, we're going to look at buildup of a day and judge for ourselves through the calorie count of the calorie chart, if that's appropriate. So here, just to take an example, we've got Eggo's nutrition facts and the serving size 2 waffles. Calories are here at 190 calories, and here we've got the syrup, and the syrup, the nutrition facts of Mrs. Buttersworth, is 200 calories. And moving on to something that may be considered lunch, but it's not broadcasting, is the Lakeside Foods mixed vegetables, and that hello, I am a bard from Zombie Orpheus, because people throw tomatoes at bards, and while he was ducking tomatoes, he caught one in the air and put a couple in his bag. But here, nutrition facts, calories 35 in one serving, and there is nutrition facts for a bag of chips during your maybe lunch with mixed vegetables. I'm not really sure, but just an example. Calories 160, and that's the nutrition facts of one can. Calories 140. See here, page up. And then nutrition facts moving on into dinner. That's for Hartford House beef stew, 160 calories. And finally, ending with calories, although hard to see, and it's not on a rapid shot, that's in a Frappuccino, and that's calories, and that's 170 calories. So, gonna go here and go to Excel, and here I've written out the Eggo's, Buttersworth, chips, soda, warm vegetables, then the beef stew in Starbucks Frappuccino. Now, the warm vegetables were vegetables heading to stew with broth and vegetables, so I'm not sure if anybody would double vegetables, but in that type of sense, in calorie count, when you look at like Mrs. Butterworth's and Eggo's, are a little bit more processed, and you got closer to 200 calories in just one sitting. The warm vegetables were 35 calories. They're organic, and they really like pasta or salad. They don't have a lot of calories associated with them per serving. So really consider putting that in the plan, and it won't take up that much. It's really simple. And a can of vegetables and a expands in the gut, as it sits and just plops out there type. So with salad during its digestion, it probably has a little bit of a release, that. And so like pasta is kind of like stretching the gut with water type thing. It has a little bit of a stretch, filling bulk sensation to it. Can of vegetables is not something that you normally sit down and like, I'm gonna take down 3 cans of vegetables and feel like I didn't go through anything. And that's just not a very typical aspect. But here we have breakfast, lunch, and dinner, and that is the calories of each individual. And what I'm going to do here is I'm going to go past there, then I'm going to go to formulas. Up here they call that the ribbon or your menu choices, and right there is a sigma, sorority or fraternity, sigma, autosum, Greek letters, sigma, and not a lowercase sigma of a normal bell curve. That's a circle with a loop on it. But in that we're going to do a summation, and here the display shows you that you go to the column, and then at the end of the column it's going to put a sum under your highlighted material in the next cell underneath it, and that's there, and that's 1055 here. Right there is 1055. That's the total. What I'm going to do here is drag that 1055 to the bottom. I'm going to go back to the home key, and I'm going to put a fill behind it. So from there, that's 1055 calories in one day. And so despite all that mixture of food, which felt like 3,000 calories or something like that, having Eggos and Buttersworth for breakfast, chips, soda, and warm vegetables for lunch, and stew, and a Hartford stew with the Starbucks Frappuccino after the mixed vegetables or something equivalent, like a lunch salad. Sure, with all your other oil and stuff, and Southwest giant buffets for opportunity, maybe those gain calories. But I think the last time I looked at a Dole's bag of salad at the grocery store, I felt like it was 8. It might have been 80, but we're talking more than a Southwestern peanut experience with soda on a daily trip there. So that was probably like 3 or 4 cups combined into a bowl. That would be a fair amount of salad to eat during lunch. And even with that, at 1055, still 450 short. Maybe salad can be a cheat food or something. Catch up the 450 calories back into it. If the warm vegetables were 35 calories, then I'm imagining salad, which is kind of like a vegetable, which is lettuce, is going to be also not 10 times or 50 times that value or 100 times that value for 3,500 calories in one sitting. It's probably going to be closer to 35 or 50 calories. So it'll just put you up to 50 plus 1,055 calories, and that's 1,100 calories in one day. 1,100 calories is here. There's a lot of floating numbers type thing, and 1,100 is closer to 1,500 calories, and you're still 400 calories off from that. Here we're going to put an equal sign, and we're going to take this cell minus that cell. We're going to equal, and that's 400 calories remaining, so still put in a day. And not counting other situations or scenarios. But with that, can easily see that was some, more than a teaspoon of eating with like half a soda or something like that. They're way below any actuality of real calorie intake. If you actually look at the nutritional facts, they're well within the limits of a decent or moderate intake of calories in a day, or an okay amount. They're not really even a moderate. They're still 400 or 500 underneath their
daily suggested. It's not like they're over. They're not at 1,800 or 2,200. They're at half that. Yeah. So in that is the amount that they should take in, and that's more of a guideline of what their calorie count can be in one day. Well, that's me, Chad Brown, Calorie Count. Go ahead and do that again. That's statistics in dimming weight, but with some smart ball mechanics, and we avoided a lot of labor and supposed stress with a second look at a calorie intake chart and the calorie count. Thank you for listening, and have a great one.